And this comes up to the conclusion of truly own your website. This is just basically wrapping up and just doing a quick recap of the last two. So the last two pretty much covered the idea of the reason why all-in-one website builders like Wix and Squarespace work in the premise of actually building a website for the client. For them, the design is consistent, I suppose, and repetitive, as you'll find maybe some templates are used on several different domains and different companies. I say companies, pretty much used mainly by clients and singular personal websites. Now, the second part was just covering the reasons why it's important to actually look at the features that are available for the all-in-one builders, and the reason why some of them do cut a lot of corners. And then moving on to the final bit, which is the reason why the clients come to us and to build our websites, or to build their websites, I should say. The main part is looking at what the actual website does as a functionality. It's important to identify exactly what you want from a website. If you're a client, if you're a professional user, if you are an SME, you've got to ask yourself exactly what you're using the website for. If it's just for the purposes of presence, so you tell people, yes, you have a website and this is what it is, that's fine. If it's to do with communicating with people and saying you're on the World Wide Web, that's fine. And also just basically saying that you've built your own website, that's perfectly fine too. But the problem is that you will get little to no exposure organically, and I'll explain what that means. Is you aren't going to go out to every single person that you want to trade with and say this is your website. That's absolutely impossible. But you want those people to actually come to you by some means or another, and more often than not, it's done through organic means, whether it's through search engines, whether it's from recommendations from other people, or whether it's actually from social media. And the reason why that's important is because SEO and search engines are very, very adept at actually working out how you're going to be found online. And keywords are paramount. This is a big shortfall with regards to all-in-one website builders like Wix and Squarespace. And they won't adhere to this, and they won't maintain your website's longevity in the future. And here is what's important. Every single one of our clients, and even as a developer, I always ask my clients, what will be your next move? And it's in the back of their minds as well, is how they're going to actually move on with the website. And more often than not, my repeat clients ask, okay, what to do next? Do I want to add an e-commerce feature? Do I want to be able to add a functionality that basically makes it a little bit more faster? Do I want to be able to actually add more pages to the website without being overcharged or limited by it? And the way that that works is always understanding exactly what the client wants to do in the future. And that is not available on Build Your Own Websites, where the excitement of actually building your own website is important, but the longevity and how that website will work with search engines in the near future is very important to consider. I mean, there are many key elements that just basically allow you to build your website, but moving up the ranks of being searched on the first page of Google, on the first page of Bing, or any of the other search engines is very important for maintaining the constant drive and the constant communication with your clients. Whether that's doing blog posts such as this video here will be available on the website, but it's nice to actually have a drag and drop feature that the all-in-one websites do allow you to do, and they do consolidate a lot of code in order to actually make this feature look acceptable and presentable to the client. But the problem is that, again, as fancy as this is, it all ends up as a bit of an issue, because what web developers actually do realize is that this, as nice as it is it's not functionally possible to get better rankings on SEO. It's not functionally possible to actually make the website mobile responsive, and it's not possible to actually make sure that the website is fast, because it is limited for space. You are dealing with hundreds or thousands of different websites on that one hard drive, on that one server, and that server can only go so fast. Whereas the server we provide will only be sharing a limited amount of space, but providing you with an unlimited amount of speed. So therefore, it's just making sure that the website loads incredibly fast, such an important feature of SEO, but also building the website so that search engines will find you across the entire World Wide Web. And again, these larger companies like Wix and Squarespace do not keep up with the changing requirements of the SEO features like Google. So if Google was to change their dynamics and their algorithm, say tomorrow, this is something that developers always keep an eye out on and make sure that is an actual important feature. So even with the change of times, they're actually updating every single previous template that you've already built on, and then saying, okay, right, what to do next for all the websites. If Google change their minds, well, Hertfordshire Web Design will be able to pick up the pace almost immediately and then adhere to the requirements, because it's a bespoke website. It is something that is scalable, changeable, and dynamically available. And again, the reporting features are very dynamic in on themselves, and that's the important thing, is being able to actually control and maintain your website. And finally, I would like to say is, if you did want to actually move away with your own website, so you own the domain, you should really be owning the content, whereas with Wix and Squarespace you don't necessarily do that. And if you wanted to sort of pick up and redeploy somewhere else, move away to other web developers or web designing companies or hosting features or whatever, that entire website can literally be put onto a zip file, or even let's say a portable media, and that entire website is then easily redeployed elsewhere. Whereas all-in-one builders will not allow you to do this. They will not allow you to redeploy elsewhere, because they've consolidated the code so much that it only works within a Wix environment. It only works within a Squarespace environment. You won't be able to move to a different server or a different host without any other developer getting involved, and that is an additional fee. And you will be limited because it's not future-proof. It's not completely cast in stone. And it will mean that it will just allow you a certain amount of features, and that is it. But with us, it pretty much means that you are able to actually redeploy elsewhere, and makes it completely flexible. So yeah, with that in mind, I'm going to wrap this up, but it is truly worth thinking about exactly how this is going to impact on your future of the website. But let's hopefully speak soon. But remember to like and share and basically subscribe for any future podcasts. Speak to you soon.